Good evening and welcome to Sunset News. I am Glenora Shipura, bringing you news, community stories, weather, economic news, and much more on this Friday evening. Getting into the news tonight, a public meeting concerning the proposed construction of a facility for the handling and storage of radioactive material on Irvin 6230 and 6231, extension 19 near the Walvis Bay dump site, was postponed. Naftal Nehongo, a concerned community member, shared his take on the project and postponement of the meeting. Let's take a look.
As a concerned community member, hearing about the development of storage capacity in the town of Walvis Bay for radioactive material concerned me because I understand the dangers of radioactive material. I have also been a radio worker many years ago. I don't think that enough notice has been given to the community about the dangers of it. And I think that the people driving this project are very hasty to try to, I think, just do the paperwork without doing due diligence and actually finding out from the community what their concerns are. Now, coming to this empty hall today tells us a lot about where their priorities lie. We would have expected that these people would have at least given us notice that the meeting has been postponed until a later date. We got this information right here at the venue. They didn't even make an effort to be decent enough to just give us notice, at least post a person here to tell us that the meeting has been postponed. So for us, these efforts seem very clandestine. They're trying to push an agenda. And as a concerned community member, I will make it my business to notify the rest of my community that we need to stand against this. There's a wide open desert and many other places within this country where such a facility can be built, where it might not pose danger to people in the community. I don't think Walvis Bay needs this, and I will also not stand for a devious thing as this to try to silently create an opportunity for themselves to build facilities here that will be probably dangerous to the community. Yeah.
The former Congress of Democrats Member of Parliament, Rosa Namises, has announced her bid for the presidency and will launch this campaign from the Sukut family playground in Katutura Dolam, where she kicked off her political journey at the SWAPO youth as a SWAPO youth leader in the late 1980s. Namises is a prominent figure in Namibian politics and human rights activism, born in 1958 and emerged as a voice for gender equality and the rights of women and children. Her journey, marked by periods of political activism, imprisonment, and exile, has shaped her commitment to justice and social reform. Namises, who has since stepping out of public office, committed her life to advocacy and philanthropy, taking street children off the streets, said her choice of location symbolizes her ongoing commitment to championing justice for the people. This time, unlike in the past, she will not be chased around by apartheid-era police or family members that were upset over the youth that have followed SWAPO's liberation struggle into exile and eventually landed up in the dungeons. Asked how she plans to secure a victory having been in COD that brought very little change, Namises said this time she will run for the presidency and that COD was a political opposition party fighting its own demons and for its share making it difficult to effect much change. However, she is determined to run for presidency, believing this position will give her the platform and power to change and deliver the freedoms people really fought for. I have decided to run because when citizens voice concerns, it is not merely complaining, they cry out for justice. Many endure unjust conditions across the country, with only a fraction of Namibians being adequately catered for, Namises stated. Now, former Okapare fishermen gathered outside the Cape Moon Stadium earlier today for a peaceful demonstration and to hand over a petition to the Ministry of Labour, Industrial Relations and Employment Creation and the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources. Among the grievances on their placards are corruption and the loss of livelihoods.
I'm Godfrey Kwanga, the chairperson of Walvis Bay Okapare fishermen. We are actually here going to give we are on a peaceful demonstration, giving a petition to the two line minister, Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources, and the Minister of Labour. The petition is actually regarding the concerns and complaints but all the companies that involved in this mental redress employment program. So the workers are having concerns and complaints which they want to bring to the attention of the two line ministers. So we are waiting now. That's actually why we are here. Yes, from here we are going to give a petition to the Office of Minister of Labour and then proceed to the Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources.
During a recent council meeting held on Thursday, the chairperson of the Erongo Regional Council, Benita Imbaba, has voiced concerns regarding the erosion of ethical conduct, particularly in relation to the Code of Conduct of Regional Councillors and the fundamental principle of confidentiality. Speaking at the meeting, the chairperson expressed dismay over the apparent disregard for confidentiality within the council's proceedings. It was noted with alarm that discussions held within the council chambers were finding their way into the public domain through various channels, circumventing established protocols. While it is true that the proceedings of ordinary regional council meetings are within the public domain, it is imperative that we exercise discretion and disseminating sensitive information, remarked the chairperson. Certain matters require careful consideration and clarification before being shared outside these walls, she added. Now, addressing the assembled councillors, the chairperson highlighted the long-standing challenges facing the council in terms of strategic planning. Zimbabwe will introduce a new structured currency and a market-determined exchange rate. More on these after this short break when we get into our economic news.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouthwatering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
Getting into our economic news, Zimbabwe will introduce a new structured currency and a market-determined exchange rate, its central bank governor John Mashayavanhu said earlier today. The latest measures are aimed at addressing a weakening currency which has stalked inflation that rose beyond 55% in annual terms in March. The new structured currency will be backed by foreign currency and precious minerals, Mashayavanhu said. Economists have pointed out that while the proposed new structured currency might offer additional saving options for Zimbabweans, it may not fully address the country's hyperinflation issue, and that the underlying problems lies in the government's manipulation of financial systems. These sentiments come as the government plans to unveil a new structured currency this Friday when the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe Governor John Mashayavanhu presents the 2024 monetary policy statement. Stevenson Dlamini, an economist and lecturer at the National University of Science and Technology in Bulawayo in the Department of Banking and Economic Sciences, said confidence is a key variable in currency success. As for the confidence in the financial system, Zimbabweans' behavior in interacting with the sector does not demonstrate a positive effect. Dlamini, however, observed that existing structured alternative financial assets such as gold coins and Zimbabwe Gold, a digital token backed by gold and considered legal tender, have demonstrated stability. This positive trend suggests that the new currency might be similarly well received. Let's take a look at our financial indicators. The Namibian dollar trades against the British pound at 23.48, against the euro at 20.16, against the US dollar at 18.68, $2 gets you 1 Chinese yuan. On the commodities market, gold and copper went up while platinum and Brent crude oil went down. Brent crude oil trading at 0.04%, going for $91.65 per barrel. After the break, we take a look at our community talk.
Connection. It's in the human touch, the feeling of belonging. It inspires us and empowers us, creates clarity from complexity. It starts new conversations, unlocks the power of advice, and makes an impact on your life. At Alex Forbes, we pioneer insight to provide you with advice that connects your decisions of today to your impact tomorrow.
VICA President Holger Menzel detailed the sequence of events for the next 10 days of the VICA Carnival at the Prinsen Ball, which took place last night at the SKW.
Good evening. I am Holger Menzel. I am the president of the Windhoek Carnival Society. We have been hosting and organizing the carnival here in Windhoek at the SKW for 70 years. We started in 1952 when the SKW was still in Charles Street, basically with the humble beginnings of carnival, where we had a masked ball to get some money into the coffers of the sports club, and we grew from strength to strength over years. Nowadays we have 10 days of carnival with different kinds of activities. Starting tonight is the Royal Ball, where the royal couples get proclaimed. Royal couples are sort of symbolic leaders of the carnival, because carnival in general is a persiflage onto the old kings and queens and all that kind of thing. So we have our own prince and princess, the youth have their own prince and princess, and the kids have their own prince and princess. So tonight the Royal Ball is all about a show where we proclaim them into their office. Tomorrow morning we are proceeding to the mayor's office. She will hand us the key of the city of Windhoek, and then we are in charge with the Prinsenpaar and everybody and the Council of 11, all these men with their hats on. We are then in charge of the city of Windhoek for 10 days, after which we give back the key of the city of Windhoek to the mayor's office. Then that's tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a German evening where we have also show and speeches and dance. As I said just now, Saturday is the float procession. After the mayor's office visit through the city of Windhoek, we're going to go through Independence Avenue and meet all our fellow Windhoekers on the street. Then we end here. Then we have, if you looked here, we have the VICA, Namibia Breweries Limited Beer Fest with live music, good food, and obviously famously brewed Hansa Draft. On Sunday, we have the Kids Carnival, which is purely for the kids. Everything is done for the kids. Parents are welcome to bring their kids and be there with them, but the show and everything is done by kids, organized by kids, and enjoyed by kids. Then we have 2 days of rest, and then we have next Wednesday, we start off with the ladies' evening, where we have also show specifically for the ladies. There will be a dance number, there will be a music show, everything. And then Thursday and Friday next week, we have the first and second international evenings, where we have the carnival in English and Afrikaans. We want to bring it out to the people of Windhoek that don't speak German. We want them to join us in the festivities, be part of it, and have their fun as well. So then we have Friday. Then next Saturday, following week Saturday, we have the Youth Carnival, and then on Sunday, the 14th of April, we have the Chaos, which is a close down. It's the final show, and then Carnival gets put to sleep until next year. So, and then with the committee, we are obviously busy organizing next year's show and the event, but on the 11th of November, at 11 minutes past 11, the carnival gets risen again, we start again. Everything is about 11 council members, 11 dancing girls, all that kind of thing. All revolves around number 11.
What is the significance of the number 11?
It comes a long way. It comes a long way from, it's actually got a Christian background, the disciples of Jesus and all that kind of thing. Because also Carnival gets celebrated in Germany and other places 40 days before Easter. because they were given the chance to party and let go, and then it was fasting, and then 40 days they had to fast, and then it was Easter. That's basically in a nutshell where it comes from. It's got a long, long history. We are a bit different here because we don't have to drive out the demons of winter and all that kind of thing. We are celebrating Carnival in 38 degrees here. So and the people from Europe that come here, that are here tonight, they say, oh, it's hot, because they have cold when they have their Carnival.
Sierra Leone's President Julius Maada Bio has declared drug abuse in the country a national emergency. The full report coming up as we go into international news after this. Sierra Leone's President Julius Maada Bio has declared drug abuse in the country a national emergency and outlined measures to combat a synthetic drug popular with young people, Kush, a mixture of addictive substances with similar effects to cannabis and tramadol, has been prevalent in the country for years, especially in urban areas. Our country is currently facing an existential threat due to the devastating impact of drugs and drug addiction, in particular the devastating synthetic drug Kush. President Bio said in an address to the nation on Thursday, this deadly Kush is taking a devastating toll on our communities. He said his government was working to dismantle drug trafficking networks in the country. The drug, which is also known as K2, is easily accessible to unemployed young people seeking an escape from poverty and traumas of life. Health experts warn that Kush intake can lead to permanent brain damage and suicidal actions. In February, Sierra Leone's government established a rehabilitation center for victims of drug abuse and set up a ministerial task force. Sierra Leone's neighbors Guinea and Liberia are also fighting to contain an increase in Kush consumption. Especially in Liberia, President Joseph Boakai declared drug abuse a public health emergency and announced a committee to tackle the existential threat during his first State of the Nation address in January. French President Emmanuel Macron has made a significant admission regarding France's involvement in the 1994 Rwanda genocide, stating that France and its allies could have stopped the genocide but lacked the will to do so. Macron's statement comes as Rwanda commemorates the 30th anniversary of the genocide. In a video to be released on social media on Sunday, Macron acknowledges France's failure to act decisively during one of the darkest chapters in Rwanda's history. He asserts that France, along with its Western and African allies, had the capacity to intervene and prevent the genocide, but ultimately fell short due to a lack of determination. This admission marks a significant shift in France's stance on its role in the genocide. Macron's acknowledgement follows his visit to Rwanda in 2021, during which he recognized France's responsibility in the genocide. The genocide, which claimed the lives of over 800,000 people, primarily targeted ethnic Tutsis and Hutus. In our next story, Ecuador's government declared Mexico's ambassador to the country unwelcome on Thursday, citing unfortunate comments from the Mexican president about Ecuador's violence-plagued elections last year. Ambassador Raquel Serur Smeke should leave the country soon, Ecuador's foreign ministry told Reuters after describing her as persona non grata in a statement. On Wednesday, Mexican leftist President Andrés Manuel López Obrador commented on the assassination last year of Ecuadorian presidential candidate Fernando Villavicencio, comparing it with recent violence during Mexico's current election season, with several local candidates having been gunned down. Mexico's election is slated for June. In his remarks, López Obrador suggested that a female candidate who was leading in the presidential race at one point was unfairly tied to the killing of Villavicencio and subsequently lost momentum. Obrador went on to blame media that he claimed were corrupt. Leftist presidential hopeful Lucia González, a protege of ex-President Rafael Correa, lost the October presidential runoff election to Daniel Noboa, winning about 48% of the vote against Noboa's 52%. Now, López Obrador used the comparison to attack Mexican media outlets, a frequent target of his, in addition to arguing that Villavicencio's slaying led to a charged atmosphere of violence that extended throughout the campaign and to the present day. After this short break, we'll take a look at the weather predictions. Let's take a look at the weather predictions for Namibia. Katima Mulilo can expect partly cloudy conditions, while Rundu can also expect partly cloudy conditions, with Enana, Oshakati, Ruacana, Tsumeb, Oshwarongo, and Omaruru expecting some showers. Windhoek can also expect partly cloudy conditions. Rundu can expect a minimum of 19 degrees Celsius. In Henties Bay, you can expect a minimum of 16 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 19 degrees Celsius with partly cloudy conditions. Rehoboth can also expect partly cloudy conditions with a minimum of 19 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 29 degrees Celsius. After this short break, we'll be right back with the sports news.
eTicket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
Getting into our sports news, Namibia's futsal national team departed for Rabat, Morocco to compete in the Total Energies CAF Futsal AFCON. The team is slated to play 2 friendlies in Morocco before their first group fixture against Mauritania on the 12th of April 2024. All futsal AFCON matches will be streamed on CAF TV on YouTube, and we're definitely wishing the Namibian team all the best. In our next story, Namibia's Richelieu Eagles have struggled to overcome the pressure applied by the home side Oman in today's third T20 International of the 5-match series in Al Amarat. Oman storms to a dominating 8-wicket win with 53 balls remaining, chasing down Namibia's total of 108 over 8 to take a 2-1 lead in the 5-match T20 International Series in Al Amarat. Nasim Kushi was named as the player of the match with 66 of 40 balls. Defending champions Trustco United has built up a reputation as a side that knows to peak at the right moments, with last season's triumph under coach Robbie Dixon in the Namibia Rugby Union's Premier League as a prime example. After 2 narrow losses in the opening 2 rounds of the 2024 season, the Philistines find themselves 7th out of the 9 times, but fully aware that a long and drama-filled campaign still lies ahead for everyone on. On Saturday, United face a trip to Walvis Bay to face FNB Gurus, who will be determined to protect and consolidate their current top 4 positions. Coach Dixon will be boosted by the return of 2 stalwarts of last year's campaign. Elof du Plessis, a tough badger on the field, whether at hooker or loose forward, was the captain last year until he sustained an ankle injury. He has recovered now and has been fully back in training for the last 2 weeks. And with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Do make sure that you join Sunset News on Facebook, on all the NMH platforms on weekdays, as well as on our website, 102.com. Sunset News screens on DSTV channel 285 and GoTV channel 25 every weekday and Sundays from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. I am Glenn Rashipura, and this has been Sunset News. Don't end your day without us.